Hey, what's up everybody? Sega Man 721 back here with another video. This is not a pickups video. This is a handheld game system video. Don't want to go too long on here. I'm going to show you all my handheld systems that I have and some of the features about them. And the first one we're going to start out with is both of these. Now, the Game Boy, for its time, it was a great system. It sold very, very well, and it was cheap. The only downfall about the Game Boy is it didn't have a backlit screen. It is very horrible to play Game Boy games on this if you weren't in light. You had to really be in light, and you had to be sitting down somewhere where you had to actually look down at it to play on it. If you were to hold it like this, it was still hard to see the graphics of the game when you're playing it. And the battery life in the Game Boy was pretty decent. It was pretty good. But to tell you the truth, if you want to play your Game Boy games, you should play it on a Game Boy player that you have hooked up to your GameCube. It's the best way to play, to me, the Game Boy games. Lit screen, first of all, on the TV, and it's just better. It really is. It's just better. The only game I could say good playing on this would probably be a couple of the Marios and Tetris. If you were to play like adventure games, action adventure games, they're okay. Sometimes when you move the characters, there would be a blur in them hitting, or the action parts. But it is very hard to play games on this if you're not in excessive light. It just is. And but all in all, it's still an alright handheld system. And I still like it. But in my opinion, it does not beat the Game Gear. And let me tell you why it doesn't beat the Game Gear. First of all, the lit back screen. The Game Gear had a lot of games. How do I know? Because I have them. I have a ton load of Game Gear games. The Sonic games did play good on here. When you would do his spin move, yes, there might be a little bit of a blur action. The only reason why the Game Gear breaks so easily is because of the capacitors in there. They go old as time goes by. I have a friend that actually has one for me now. It's fixed with a new backlit screen. I didn't pick it up yet. This one wasn't fixed, and it still works perfectly. The only reason why the batteries go low on this is because of the backlit screen. It takes more juice and power to run it. Another thing good about the Game Gear is it had accessories with it where you can have a TV tuner on it and watch TV. You can't do it anymore. But the Game Gear was more innovative than the Game Boy. You can also take and hook up, which I have, a little expansion, and you can pop in your Sega Master System games and play it on here. Master System games that didn't come out for the Game Gear. The Game Gear is nothing but a portable Master System. Little schooling there for you. Some knew that, some didn't. But all around, to me, it is better. The games are colorful, and you didn't have to hold it up to a light to play it. So that's my opinion on that. Now, after we got those out of the way, let's look at a couple more handheld systems that I have that are my favorites. And one of my other favorites is the Geo Pocket. Now, the Geo Pocket, to me, when you turn it on, it doesn't have a backlit screen either. But you can actually see it better than a Game Boy screen. And it plays great. So I honestly, and it's color, and I honestly like this better than the Game Boy. You know, I'm not trying to be mean about the Game Boy, because I have various Game Boys, but it was just a better screen. It was better to play on, because at least you didn't have to really hold it in the light to play it. But this is another great system, handheld system. Another one we got here. Let's go through the old ones first. Now this is the Game Boy Pocket. This is a blue one. Now I think they made the screen a little bit better on this compared to this. You know, I'm not sure. I mean, the Game Boy Pocket was just slimmer, so it's better to put in your pocket, you know, and carry it with you and take on the way gaming if you're on the bus or in the car going somewhere. If you look at the two screens, this screen is better than this one. But this is actually a better handheld system than the regular Game Boy. They improved it, and that's great, you know. Another one here, which is pretty good, still didn't have a backlight, is the Game Boy Color. Game Boy Color is kind of like a Neo Geo Pocket. I have a protective thing over it. This is a see-through Game Boy Color, and it is pretty good. I don't have a game in there. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I don't have no batteries in there either, but it's a pretty decent Game Boy Color. You know, the see-through, and it's a pretty good system. You know, I like this too. This is an awesome system to have. Let's see, the next one here we have is, a lot of people want this system. It is hard to get, not real hard to get, expensive to get, and it is the Lynx, the Atari Lynx. The Atari Lynx is also a backlit screen. The Atari Lynx was the first system to have a backlight screen, then the Master, then the Game Gear. And this plays superbly. It's a great handheld system to have. If you're into collecting handheld systems, this is one of the ones you should have in your collection. The Atari Lynx. Awesome. Now let's go to this one. This is the Game Boy Advance SP. Now we're talking light. Now this is pretty cool, you know. Now if they could have just did this the first time, it would have been great, you know. But yeah, that's the Game Boy Advance. Great system to play. Have my little skin on there of Mario. Pretty cool. Another good handheld. Very, very portable. Very portable. Next one here we have is the PSP. Very good, awesome handheld system. Now I will admit this, and this is just the truth. I don't care. The PSP is way better than the Game Boy Advance. The graphics are better. The screen is better. You can play movies on here. You know, the Advance, I think some of their games did have really good graphics. It's just a bigger screen. It's just better. Whatever your liking is. But to me, Sony has the best handhelds. So, and this is also the red one, and this is the Kratos version. It has Kratos on the back of it. I got this at the flea market for 25 bucks. Works perfectly. Now we got the Game Boy. No, not the Game Boy. We have the DS Lite. And to me, the PSP is better than is even better than the DS Lite. It just is. But this is innovative. One thing that this had over the PSP is the touchscreen, which is really cool. So that's more advanced. But as far as gaming play and wise and kind of graphically, it's the PSP. But yeah, this is my DS Lite, and I have it with the cover around it with the Decepticon thing. I had this for a long time. But this is also a great handheld system too. You know, I've played I have a lot of games for this and played a lot of games on it. But it's good. It's still good. So I think you can get them really cheap now too. Now the next one we got here What do we want to do first? Let's do this one. Let's do this one. 3DS. Great system. Better screen, better technology built into this. But I would have to differ. Some of the games on the 3DS is really good. It is still very the pinball games I love on here. I got a cool Tetris-ass game on here, which is awesome. You can play your Netflix or whatever on it. You know, it's great. It's a great system. But last but not least, people hate this system, especially where I live. I don't know why. The PS Vita is good. It's a good system. It sucks that they want so much for their games, but basically I believe it's just a handheld PS3. And I have a Mortal Kombat game for this. This hands down is way better than the 3DS. Graphically, gameplay wise, this is the best handheld. If you want to go with the handheld, go with the PS Vita. It is really good. Good movies. That's my watch. You can stream things. I don't know if you can stream things on here. I think you could talk to people on here and stuff like that. But hands down, the PS Vita to me is a better handheld system for this gen. You know, the games though, I mean, it varies in prices. I mean, some of the games are just so expensive for the Vita. Even though the Vita is dead, and people say the Vita sucks, it's dead or whatever. Well, not in my eyes. You know, to me, it's still a great handheld system. And yeah, so that's it for that. You know, but like I said before, you know, all these handheld systems, they're great systems. You know what I mean? Whatever you prefer, that's fine. But if you were to get into collecting, I do prefer you know, just my opinion, you know, maybe start with the Game Gear and maybe the Game Boy Pocket. I mean, I wouldn't really start with the original Game Boy. You know what I mean? I think it just has a better screen on it. But if you want it for nostalgia reasons, maybe you should if you want to get a Game Boy. But I really prefer, you know, if you like playing your Game Boy games and you're very into the Game Boy, play it on the Game Boy player on the GameCube. It's great. It looks so phenomenal on a TV. I know it's for handheld, but if you want to enjoy a better experience and see it more crisp and clear, you should play it on a Game Boy player on your GameCube. And that's it for today, guys. I do have another video coming up. I have a couple things that I've gotten, but I have my new job now, and I've been working, and I'm just slowly getting stuff, but it's still going to take a while. But everybody, keep gaming, have fun, and always remember, play games, not companies. Sega Man 721 out.